Yes, very, very good morning to everyone. Good morning, Vimlaji. Good morning, everyone. So, as we end one another beautiful week of understanding, and for the first time, it was completely two very different week, where rather than me explaining, talking about something, you actually saw how things change when we actually work on it. So, before we end our being stuck week, which we are running for last 2 weeks, and through different demos and the different kind of situations that make people feel being stuck, and where can that come from and how it can be reversed and can be changed, as you all were the part of it, witnessing it. Today being the Friday and question answer day. Last week we couldn't take any question and answers, so as many questions you guys have, please raise your hand and feel free to ask the questions. And if you have no questions, I'm really surprised, because this is not something where people don't have questions. Whoever came on the platform were the courageous one. Probably few of you were thinking whether I should or I should not. It wasn't that you didn't want to come on the platform, but you were still thinking it's a public platform. Should I or should I not? But that doesn't deprive you from asking the questions, where you do not need to speak about your problem, but you can, in a very general term, ask, when this happens, then what happens, sort of things. So, who wants to ask the question first? If nobody has a question, so come, if you do that, since your screen is open, I can see, but otherwise I can't see. You have to press that on the uh, your computer. Because otherwise I don't get to see it. I will unmute you. Yeah, you can unmute now. Good morning, Sukham.
Good morning, Sangeeta ji. Very nice to talk to you. I just wanted to ask you if there is some property of yours that's, not being sold. Do you think that's also some sort of, like, if you're really trying to now sell it off, do you think it's also some factor of your own belief that makes it get stuck? Or it's just one of those things that happens because of the way the market is and everything?
So I think yesterday only somebody asked me this question. I guess because that came, one of the demos it came, and yesterday only somebody called up. So there are 3-4 factors attached to that, Sukham. Number one, the land on which any building is, or any house, or it can be a general land. The land itself carry a lot of memories. In Theta language, we call it ghost imprint. The people who have stayed, because from the time the land is there are a lot of energies which have been there, right? Like, yes, Madhushi, I know you had asked. So I thought whether you like me to mention your name. That's why I didn't mention the name. Yeah. So number one, what in Theta we call curses or vows and all, it is attached to the land. Like even when we buy a property. So as much as, as per the Vastu, when people see the direction of the house, what is more important is the land on which the property is. And that requires to be checked. So number one, if your property is not getting sold, it can be number one reason. Just need to check if your property is holding on to any sort of curses and all. Like There are times clients have come, and when I'm scanning client, but I do see the properties, lot of snakes. I do see lot of stories which has happened there and all, and that's like a huge work, because that's energy work is pretty like extensive, and it does show impact. So we do like energy vastu, but it is different. The second thing is it is related to your limiting belief as well, because if it was a cursed land or something, why did you attract it? So what belief of yours or what karmic entanglement of yours got you into it? Third thing, it is not necessary always that the land is being cursed and that's why you are not being able to sell it. Quite a few of times, people are not being able to sell that property because they were being blessed to take care of that property. So when some ancestor gave you that property or somebody else gave you that property, they said, may this property, like, always be there, may you will always be blessed. And so there is a sort of what we say vow or something, where you have taken in that blessing, you have accepted that I'll always take care of this property. In a sense, you get to use that property. At the time, probably you got it, or one of your ancestor, because we are not just our own limiting beliefs, we are the limiting beliefs of our ancestor lineage also. So we do not know what genetic connection is still holding on to us, and then from that property you require to clear the blessings from it as well. So there are like multiple aspects attached to that. There are time people have come with huge debts and they want to sell their property. They come and they say no matter what happens, people come till 99% and then it doesn't get sold. And when you find multiple reasons while working with them, and probably the subconscious is safeguarding them, because probably like they can manifest the fund. They are selling the property because they want fund in a different way, and then future it remains, because a part of your energy is holding on to that. Though you are claiming I want to sell it, but in reality you are really very much attached to that and you want to hold on to that, but you feel the situation is such that I have to. Again, a lot of things depends on whose name the property is, because that entanglement and their own set of belief, if it is in multiple people's name, then everyone's belief system is working towards it. So very, very important. And what is the learning that you are getting? How does it serve you if that property doesn't get sold? What are your thought processes about it? So multiple aspects.
Some insight I got. Yes, thank you very much.
It's a technical thing, so it is like it's quite a bit of technical thing when people come for that issue. It's a technical thing. It does take longer because you have to figure out multiple aspects attached to that, and the other person should be quite willing and ready to understand the multiple aspects attached to that, take action on the same. But it does make you feel being stuck. So work on you being stuck. Why am I being stuck? If you know that property not getting sold is something which is making you being stuck, and if the property is in your name, important part is it has to be in your name.
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Is there anyone else who has any question? Just raise your hand, because I may not be able to see you when you just show me this way. Like if you raise your hand, yes, Dipali. Then probably like, I know.
Hi. I had shared in the gap in generation gap program that I was unable to take my son to school. So initially when we started at the age of 2.5 years, I was not prepared for it because my sleep pattern was so disturbed. We would be getting up every 2.5 hours. And I was not very vocal about it, nor my kid would speak so much. So I had not prepared him to go to school. So can that be my limiting belief, which is holding on for so long that I'm still not able to accomplish it?
Not limiting belief, but it is the resentment that you're holding on to, or regret more than resentment, resentment towards the self, and regret that I could have done better. If I would have done this, then probably, and that, like, see, regrets, resentment, rejections, all like go hand in hand. And probably, like, the regret of me not doing enough at that point of time and resentful of the self ultimately leads to rejection of the self. And whenever there is, see, all emotions, no emotions are good or bad, but that every emotion generates an energy field. So when I say that the guilt is one of the emotion which is a very useless emotion to hold on to. Like, if you're guilty about it, that what's happened is over and completed. You cannot change that, I mean, and you didn't committed a crime. It is okay. Like, you were also a young mother and you did what you understood the best at that time. But what is it that, I mean, I can do now to change that and make myself feel good about it? And have I taken any action on the same? Is reversing the situation. Is that making sense? Because there is something like, as children grow, they still remain your children and a part of you. The mother in you still feel that, I could have done this better, I could have done that. So see that aspect, and rather take action than spending so much energy on, but why didn't I get up? Now you cannot go back when he was 2.5 years and when he was 1 year old and do that. And there are many children where you have prepared them for school, but probably they're liking, disliking, how are the school teachers, a lot of things is defining how well they adjust with it. So, like, stop blaming yourself for, entire thing that, why this happened. You did what was best in your capacity. It is okay. That's over. It's completed. What sort of a mother you want to be now? Just focus on that and progress.
And if you don't feel that you're capable of doing that on your own and you're not getting the support,
then it is the self-worthiness issue, because the first thing I need to do is to support myself. And to know how I support myself, I need to have the clarity of what I want in life and how I want in life. And my soul knows it because I came alone here. I didn't come here expecting certain people to do something. But the imbalance occurs when I start forcing myself on my limiting beliefs or from the mass consciousness that I have to do this for somebody else, or I have to speak like that, I have to act like that. Who told you that? Someone told you that from their experience, but it probably holds correct for them. That doesn't mean that, it has to be your guidelines and your rule book. You think about your situation and what way you want to take it. And end of the day, we all have the 24 hours in a day. So how do we do the placement of it? Probably what time, I mean, I'm rather than wasting my time and looking for support from somebody else, how much time am I spending for that somebody else also? I can take that time out and put it in the thing that, I would like to do and create that sort of an environment for myself where, I feel being supported by and I am supporting myself. There are many mothers who expect that certain things has to be done from the family members, from the spouse, from others. And if it is not, like, I mean, you take that as your priority. If possible, you can hire a person, you spend your time into earning so that you can afford to hire a person there. And you value your own time. You value your own self that, I mean, if this much time I'm spending in this, is that worth it? and what am I capable of. The minute that resentment again goes, that I have to be looking for support, and why people, it's looking for approval, and that need disappears in you. Like, it's okay, people say you're bad. Like, yeah, I mean, people have the right to have their own opinions about it. Why am I taking it? So like, the focus should be like, raising your own frequency higher, working on the self-worthiness issue, and things start changing. When you feel very confident about yourself, you feel that, it's my wish, so it is my duty to fulfill it. I want to do that. When I'm not able to do that, that makes me feel bad about it. I'm taking charge of my life. That is the day the things will change, but not till we are waiting for people to give us approval. We are waiting for people to act how we wish them to act. It's not going to change.
Thank
Making
you.
sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Who else? Is there anyone else who has any question to be asked? I'll just ask for the last time, or else I will just do the downloads based on Dipali's and Sukham's question for everyone. So nobody has any question to be asked? Good. We are ready to go ahead. And guys, before I do the downloads, do let us know what is it that you want to hear or you want to understand deeper. Because if there are like no problems in the life and you have nothing which you would like to work on, probably then we may change the format of daily theta healing in a way where it is only downloads, or we reduce the number of days, like the number of time of number of days. Because it started with an intent to help people out during the COVID times, and people were very fearful, and gradually on its own, it changed the format because there were many topics, many things people wanted to understand and all. Akshaya, like, it would be very good if you put it to the clinic number, because I'll really not remember that. So from there, like, I mean, it became a very regular feature for all of us. So we ourselves are thinking whether, like, we do it for a few months and take a break, or we reduce the time and do downloads, or your topics are there. And then that point of time, on those topics we reduce the number of days. So do let us know your views on that. What would you like us to talk about? What is the thing during the daily theta that you really wait for? Whether it is the understanding part, whether it is the release part, whether it is, because at the beginning of it, I remember Manoj had mentioned about, why don't you do a live thing? And people were not ready at that time, and that's why we didn't take that call. And now, there are like live cases which we do. So all that can be done. Okay, so Kavita, again, please send it to like Mahak on the Sesta phone. So we know these are the week. If you guys really wish that, the format changes in a particular way, do send us your suggestions. Your suggestions are all very welcomed. We ourselves are thinking in what way. So we will really, because it's a daily theta family, you all are equally the part of our journey. So we would really appreciate to hear that from you. Yeah. So let me channelize and the downloads for everyone. So I understand Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of creator of all that is, of my karmic connection with the land and my karmic connection with where I am staying, where the property that I may have bought or one of my family member may have bought, and I am being the part of getting influenced by that property. I know what it feels like to allow myself to let go of any curses, vows, oath, contract, commitment, promise, obligation, or blessings that is probably stagnating my growth and probably is blocking me from moving forward. I allow Creator of all that is to guide me with the same, and that it is completely safe and possible for me to be in alignment with the energy of joy, happiness, and growth. May that be with any inorganic, organic, when that may that be any living, non-living aspect of the life. May that be at the level of five elements of the body. May that be at the level of my physical self, my emotional self, my mental self, and my spiritual self. Any aspect of my life where I may have created knowingly, unknowingly, genetically, in the form of a free floating memory, any blocks, I allow myself to identify, acknowledge them, and let go of them and move forward from that. I allow myself to be capable enough to handle that and to understand that, to be able to move further with the knowledge and the wisdom of the divine self within me. I see every experience as an opportunity and as an experience to learn. I allow myself to take in the learning and to release the feeling of being stuck in that experience. May that be the resentment, regret, rejection by self or by other. I know what it feels like to be in complete alignment with the energy of my highest self and to know that I am self supported. I know I'm capable. I am this powerhouse, and I connect to the powerhouse within me. It is safe for me to connect to the powerhouse within me. I understand it through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is. I know what happened in the past is over and completed. I take in the learning of the past and integrate that into my present to create with clarity the future of my choice, to believe that I am deserving to have a beautiful life for myself and to feel being supported by, and yet to be independently, completely believing in myself. I understand what it feels like to know independence and being independent through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is, and yet value and respect and honor interdependence and how to support others and how to receive support from others through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is, without being egoistic and without feeling numb, without feeling stagnant, without feeling helpless. I understand Creator's definition and perspective of life, Creator's definition and perspective of situations, and Creator's definition and perspective of the perception of life, Creator's definition and perspective of growth, in life through Creator's definition and perspective of the seventh plane of Creator of all that is. I know how to grow in every aspect of life. It is safe, it is possible. I am deserving to grow in life into every cell of my body, every area of my life, at all the four level of my beliefs, for my highest and best in the my highest and best possible way. Creator of all that is, it is commanded to instill all these feelings into everyone who says yes now into the language that their mind understands, and for everyone who says yes later, and each one with their own understanding, clearing their own curses, vows, oath, contract, commitment, promise, obligations, of the blessings, taking the responsibility of that and taking the accountability of that on their own to clear it and to move further, allowing their higher self to guide them with the next step in life. And all these feelings we instilled into everyone for the highest and best of the highest and best possible way. For each one who says yes, thank you, it is done, it is done, it is done. Creator, show me. Passing unconditional love, light, and healing to everyone. You all can open your eyes. So thank you so much everyone for joining and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. See you all on Monday. Please do let us know your suggestions of what should be the new format of Daily Theta Healing. And we will be waiting for your suggestions for the same. Do share the topics which you would like us to work on. Yeah, it can be any topic. It can be physical health, it can be emotional health, it can be mental health. Our mastery is to, with an emotional health, to heal the other aspects of the life. So do let us know about all, but since we have worked on all sort of cases, so as somebody mentioned, whether it is the uterine fibroids, or whether it is a kidney stone, or whether it is the most difficult cancer cases, or whether it is my house not getting sold, my property being stuck, my admission not happening, my relationship not working, like all these things have been worked on. And that these are the experiences we are sharing with you all. So do let us know and see you all on Monday. Thank you. Lots of gratitude.